The Sahara breathes, its golden dunes shift, sculpted by winds that have carried whispers for centuries. Out of this sea of sand rises Timbuktu, a city built from earth, mud and straw, its walls blending with the desert. These buildings stand beneath an immense blue sky, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires. For much of the world, Timbuktu was a myth, a symbol of the impossibly remote. But its true legacy is knowledge, a history written on fragile pages, refusing to be buried by sand. Imagine walking through its narrow alleys, the sun casting sharp shadows on ancient walls. You can almost hear echoes of the past, scholars debating philosophy, the call to prayer, the rustle of manuscripts. This was not a backwater but a metropolis of the mind, a beacon of learning when much of Europe was still in darkness. Here books were more precious than gold and wisdom was the ultimate currency. In a cool, dark room, a man gently handles a manuscript. Its leather cover cracked, its pages filled with elegant script. This is not just an old book, it is a vessel of history, one of thousands that survived the centuries. These manuscripts are Timbuktu's true treasure, telling the story of a sophisticated African civilization. The story of Timbuktu is one of survival, a testament to the power of knowledge and the determination to preserve it. It challenges our perceptions of Africa's past, revealing a rich intellectual heritage hidden in plain sight. As we peel back the layers of myth, we find a city that was not just a trading post, but a vibrant center of scholarship. Timbuktu connected Africa to the wider Islamic world, its legacy written not just in sand but in ink. The city's story is a reminder, history is not always what we expect. Its manuscripts whisper of a world where ideas mattered most. This is the real Timbuktu, a city whose greatest riches are found in its words, and its story is only beginning to be told. For centuries, Timbuktu was a fantasy in the Western imagination, a city of gold at the edge of the world. European explorers spun tales of a lost metropolis, obscuring the city's true significance. The myth painted Africa as mysterious and primitive, ignoring its real history of learning and culture. But the reality was far more profound. Timbuktu was a city of books, not gold. From the 14th to 16th centuries, it was a thriving hub of commerce and scholarship. Its university, Sankore, was a network of schools and libraries drawing scholars from across Africa and the Middle East. Timbuktu was a crossroads of civilizations, where ideas were traded as eagerly as salt and gold. The city's wealth was built on trade, but its soul was forged in its libraries. Here, knowledge was central to life. Scholars were judges, doctors, and teachers. Books were status symbols, and literacy was prized. Unraveling the myth of Timbuktu reveals a world of intellectual curiosity and cultural exchange. It challenges old biases and shows Africa's history as one of connection and achievement. Timbuktu was a place where the African mind soared. Timbuktu's rise is inseparable from the Mali Empire, one of history's greatest powers. Under Mansa Musa, the city transformed from a camp to a center of trade and culture. His legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 brought back scholars, architects, and poets, making Timbuktu a jewel of learning. The Djinguereber Mosque, built by Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, symbolized the fusion of Islamic faith and West African culture. Timbuktu became a magnet for those seeking knowledge, not just fortune. Caravans brought manuscripts from Cairo, Baghdad, and Andalusia, fueling a vibrant academic community. Here, wisdom was the true measure of power. Timbuktu's golden age is measured in manuscripts, hundreds of thousands housed in private libraries. These collections, passed down through generations, were bound in leather, filled with elegant calligraphy, and sometimes illuminated with gold. The subjects ranged from Islamic law to astronomy, medicine, mathematics, botany, and history. Timbuktu's scholars wrote in Arabic and adapted it to local languages using a Jami script, blending global and local knowledge. The libraries Kadi, Andalusi, Bagayogo were more than repositories, they were living centers of research and debate. Owners opened their homes to students, making learning a communal pursuit. This intellectual vibrancy set Timbuktu apart. The city's libraries were its beating heart, securing its place in history. Here, knowledge was not just preserved, it was created and shared. Timbuktu's legacy is written in gold and ink. Every golden age faces its twilight. For Timbuktu, decline came with the Moroccan invasion of 1591. The conquerors distrusted the city's scholars, leading to arrests, exile, and the dismantling of public institutions. The University of Sankora fell silent, but Timbuktu's knowledge did not vanish. It went underground. Families hid manuscripts in walls, buried them in sand, and concealed them in secret rooms. For centuries, these texts survived through the quiet courage of ordinary people. Manuscripts became heirlooms, passed down as sacred duties. Preserving them was an act of cultural resistance, a promise that Timbuktu's wisdom would not be forgotten. Unlike Europe's centralized libraries, Timbuktu's knowledge was decentralized, protected by a network of families. This made it resilient. If one collection was lost, others survived. The survival of these texts is a testament to the deep value placed on knowledge. It was not kings or states, but everyday people who became custodians of a world treasure. Their efforts kept the light of learning alive, even in the city's darkest days. Timbuktu's hidden libraries became a symbol of hope. They whispered of a greater past and a future yet to be reclaimed. The story of their survival is one of quiet heroism. Against all odds, the manuscripts endured. For centuries, Timbuktu's libraries remained hidden, known only to the families who guarded them. In the 20th century, scholars began to rediscover this treasure. The Ahmed Baba Institute, founded in 1973, marked a turning point, collecting and preserving scattered manuscripts. Abdelkader Haidara, inheriting his family's collection, traveled across Mali to gather more, building trust with other guardians. His efforts led to the creation of the Mama Haidara Library and inspired a movement to save Timbuktu's heritage. International support grew, but the challenge was immense. The manuscripts were fragile, threatened by climate and time. Preservation projects focused on climate-controlled storage and digitization, making the texts accessible worldwide. This work required balancing modern technology with ancient tradition and building trust with local families. The race to save Timbuktu's manuscripts is ongoing, a fight to secure Africa's intellectual past for future generations. Thanks to these efforts, the voices of Timbuktu's scholars are being heard once more. In 2012, a new threat emerged. Extremists seized Timbuktu, targeting its cultural heritage. The militants destroyed shrines and set their sights on the city's libraries. In response, a secret network of librarians and citizens, led by Abdelkader Haidara, launched a daring rescue. Working at night, they packed manuscripts into metal chests and smuggled them out by donkey cart, riverboat, and car. Over several months, they moved 350,000 manuscripts to safety in Bamako. This grassroots effort, driven by local courage, saved the soul of the city. When the militants were driven out, they burned what little remained at the Ahmed Baba Institute. Initial reports claimed the libraries were lost, but the truth soon emerged. Most manuscripts were safe. The Great Rescue had succeeded. The guardians of Timbuktu had once again preserved their city's intellectual heart. Their bravery echoed the actions of their ancestors. Against fanaticism, knowledge survived. The story of Timbuktu is one of resilience, the enduring power of knowledge to survive against all odds. Its legacy has faced invasion, neglect, climate, and extremism, yet the flame of learning endures. Families hid books in their walls. Librarians smuggled them to safety. Today, conservators restore manuscripts and digitize them for the world. Scholars are rewriting Africa's history, revealing a legacy of inquiry and debate. The manuscripts challenge old prejudices and inspire cultural renewal. Their survival teaches us that culture is the essence of identity. The guardians of Timbuktu knew that saving these books meant saving their ancestors' memory. Their actions show that local communities are the best protectors of heritage. The light of Timbuktu, once a beacon for scholars, now shines on screens and in labs worldwide. It illuminates a history of African achievement that can no longer be ignored. The most precious treasures are not gold, but the ideas and stories we pass on. Timbuktu's greatest library is the unbreakable spirit of its people.